place giving you your sports how you want it when you need it. It's the Flex Zone Podcast, and we are back again with another fantastic episode here on this marvelous Monday inside the Man Cave. You know the drill. If you're watching live on the YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, hit that thumbs up, hit that bell for all notifications, comment down below. Action-packed, loaded show as we talk, of course, about Ben Simmons quitting on the Brooklyn Nets. And we got the hottest NFL mock draft talk on the interweb. It's the Flex Zone Podcast, only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. I see everybody tapping in. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And get ready for the hottest sports talk in all the universe. Drop those emojis in the chat. And get ready for the hottest sports talk here on the interweb. Making the competition cry worse than Meg Thee Stallion on Gayle King. It's the Flex Zone Podcast, baby. Raj, I know you like that intro. The only place, fellas, giving you your sports how you want it. Crevonte, I see your face. When you need
it.
That's right. We are
when y'all need it or when I need it. Which one?
When Megan needs it.
And Lord knows she needs it because those tears was flowing.
Y'all want me to leave? Just say that.
Yeah. Yes, Crevonte. That's how we coming tonight. We are back here in a virtual building. I got a loaded cast with me here, ready to talk of the hottest sports topics in all the universe. That's the Flex Zone Podcast. You know the drill. Everybody tuning in. We appreciate you. We see you tuning in. Hit that like button. Hit that thumbs up button. I see the comments rolling in. Drop your comments. I'll make sure that they roll on the screen. Big shout out to Carolyn. Hey, what's up to my cousin Quentin? What's up, bro? Daryl, I see you, bro. But we're back again for a fresh episode. We are talking NFL draft, but of course, we are starting with Ben Simmons. A lot of great faces in the building, some familiar faces as well. I'm going to start actually with my brother. He's Flex Zone family. He's not a guest anymore. It's the man himself, Rouse the World, repping Disqualified Opinions. What's up, my brother? Appreciate you joining me as always.
How you doing, man? I appreciate being able to be here again, once again. Feel like that's an annual thing with you fellas.
Hey, how to keep up with you, bro, as always.
Rouse the World on Instagram, Twitter. Disqualified Opinions. We got our draft episode probably dropping tomorrow. We had Crevonte, we had Eric on there, along with me, Byron, DC, and Rel. Disqualified Opinions. We on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Anywhere you need to listen to sports, we there.
Hey, appreciate it always, brother. Like I said, friend for life. Appreciate you as always. Big Raj, what's up, my brother? Our social media producer himself. You see that fire thumbnail. Hit that thumbs up. Raj, tell the people how to follow us as well and follow you.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy, Big Raj, coming to you with another live stream. Yes, I'm in the house. Follow us on the Flex Zone Podcast on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. I see everybody that's on Facebook. Make sure you come over to the Flex Zone Podcast on YouTube and make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button. And of course, we're talking NFL draft tonight. We're talking the Nets, and I'm going home tonight with that nice broom. Oh, it was wonderful. But anyways, this is your boy. I can't wait to talk about Ben Simmons.
I know you can't. Crevonte, I think he's here, but the voice of reason is here, the captain of the goofy ship, my brother, head draft analyst here at the Flex Zone. What's going on, Crevonte?
There it is. Hey, man.
And look who commented.
I tell you. Say that again.
And look who commented down below, by the way. Right on time for you.
Oh, yes, of course. Yo, I can't wait. This is going to be the Ben Simmons slander session. I can't wait. Monday nights, y'all already know how I feel about it. Let's get it going.
I saw your face when I said the whole Meg thing. You didn't like the interview, brother? You didn't like her tears of pain and sorrow?
Bro, I didn't even look at it, bro, because I
Okay.
was like, I'm going to be disappointed.
You know, we might have to revisit that for a segment down the line. But this next man, he is the head of the table. He is the co-patriarch here, the Flex Zone Podcast. Catch him each and every day on Good Morning Baltimore. Start your day with a cup of Dre. Pride of the East Side. Straw that stirs the drink. The Flex Zone Messiah himself, Drizzy Dre, the man who'll be hosting karaoke on Fridays nights. He'll tell you more about that later on. Come kick it with Dre on your Friday night. No better place to be. And he's back here on the Flex Zone. What's up, my brother?
Hey, brother, appreciate that wonderful introduction as always. My man Rouse is in the building, man. We got have this brother on board and just annually, man. And I need to know where I can get one of disqualified opinion shirts too.
I got you. We got some for sale. I got you.
I appreciate that.
Hey, we're all here today. The building, the venue is lit. Shout out to everybody again. Let's get straight to it, man. No more games, no more appetizers. Ben Simmons, straight up, he quits on the Nets. It's no other way to put it, Dre. I mean, what else am I supposed to say, brother? I mean, unfortunately, he is a part of Team Light Skin. He's not making us look good, Dre. He's quit yet again. He did it last year. Dre, I'll start with you, brother. I mean, you can't defend his brother no more, man. He got to get out of there.
I used to call Ben Savior. I called him the savior. I thought that he was going to be the one to help Laker Nation, and I was hoping that we could draft him. And I'm glad we didn't draft this guy. I mean, you talk about somebody not going to work. I've never seen somebody in my life finesse not going to work the way that he does, and then got a bag. Like, I mean, how do you get $20 million for sitting at home? I've just never seen nothing like Ben Simmons ever in my life. But what the Brooklyn Nets have done, though, is they've opened up Pandora's box, because in the next collective bargain agreement, I could see them put in rules against what Ben Simmons has done this season and against what Kyrie Irving has done. Hey, my queen, what's going on? I just could see that, because I mean, Kyrie Irving and his stance on the vaccine, but still getting his money. Then you got Ben Simmons, who just because he warmed up for practice, but he didn't get suited in the game, he gets $20 million. That's just utterly ridiculous what this team has done this season, and they deserve what they got. They not only are they going fishing, but they got the brooms. So
and they jumped in there with the fishes, Dre.
I mean, this team. I mean, you talk about this may be. I know they talked about the Lakers being a disappointment, but this team, that is they're equivalent to me. Lakers and Brooklyn are just as equivalent to being a disappointment. I mean, one team didn't make the playoffs, the other team got swept. So no team did better than the other one. LeBron James and Kevin Durant both have a long off season to look into their teams and to see what the future is for both their squads.
Rouse, I know you were supporting the Nets ever since they got really the big three of Harden, Kyrie, and Durant. Now it's just two of them. I don't even think you can defend this, my brother.
There is no defending this. I was on the Nets bandwagon. I'll probably be back on it due to some rumors I've been hearing about Melo probably going to Brooklyn. But this was a big disappointment. I didn't really understand the idea of him mentally not being ready for this game. I don't think if they lost this game and he played, he would have been the reason that everybody thought thought they lost. So I think this just proved that mentally he's just not ready. I do think they'll be able to come back next year and have a better shot than the Lakers. No offense to y'all too, Raj and Dre, but this is definitely
no offense. Don't hold back, brother. Offense.
This was definitely
said to
sad.
The Laker Nation.
Yeah. They definitely shouldn't have got swept. They should have at least been a 6-game series, if not 7. All the games I think went down to the wire. 5 points, 7 points, somewhere around there in regards to like the winning scores. But KD played horribly the first 3 games. Kyrie was up and down, and nobody else really did anything. I think Steve Nash was an issue throughout this series. He got severely outcoached. But better luck next year, I guess.
Crevonte, I got to get you in here before Raj annihilates this man with his belt. Crevonte, go ahead, brother.
Well, let me start. He's a bum. He's a bum. He is a bum. I can't. Yo, I remember day one when he was coming out of LSU. Dre was talking about him being a savior and all this extraness. I was like, I don't see it. I don't see it. And even when he's playing well, I was like, it's not enough. And then the issues in Philadelphia happened, and I was like, yep, this is him. This is him. And the best thing the Philadelphia 76ers, despite what happens in this playoffs, the best done was get rid of him. Absolutely get rid of Ben Simmons. He didn't have the mental capacity for Philadelphia. What makes you think he's going to have it for New York, Brooklyn specifically? And then all of a sudden, it's close to him getting ready to play, and now injury. The entire time he was on the Philadelphia 76ers, he was out, and it was personal. It didn't become an actual injury until he got to Brooklyn. Well, I guess like I say, the beginning of this year, that's when it was like he was out and it was a back injury. So I'm like, you got a back injury from sitting on the bench? Like, where did Stiff? You got Stiff sitting on the bench? I guess. But Ben Simmons has always been an underachiever in my eyes, and yeah, just overall trash. Overall trash. And I didn't think he was going to do anything for the Nets this year anyway, but I don't think he's going to do nothing for the Nets, period. He's just not it. The mental capacity is not there, and it's taken a much bigger toll than I think what any one of us thought. So yeah, Raj, I'm gonna let you I'm gonna let you go. But God damn it, whatever you got to say, he deserves every bit of it. Bum.
Man. This brother deserves every bit of this leather. This whole season, man. He has been completely and utterly goofy from day one. Ever since they lost in the playoffs last year, and he didn't show up against Atlanta, man. Oh my goodness, man. I mean, I've never seen nothing like this before. Now, I know he's not the only player that, sat out the whole season this year. John Wall sat out the season as well, but the team sat him out. I don't think John Wall wanted to sit out. I think it was a mutual agreement. But Ben Simmons, man, he's a complete disgrace, man. As an NBA player, I'm sorry to say this, he is a complete disgrace. I mean, he has every excuse in the book. Oh, I got mental issues. I got back issues. But I still want my $30+ million that I need this year though, that I'm supposed to earn. I need all my money. But you don't want to get out there and even play for neither one of these teams? Are you serious? And for the fact that Joel Embiid actually had to go out there and carry this Philadelphia team, to the playoffs, basically almost by himself, is almost ridiculous, man. And then for him, he got what he wanted. He didn't want to be in Philly no more. Okay, he didn't want to play for Philly no more. He didn't want to play for Doc Rivers because Doc Rivers outed him out in the press conference. He didn't want to play with Joel Embiid because Joel Embiid was talking trash about him as well. So he gets what he wants. He gets traded to Brooklyn. All right, cool. He gets traded to Brooklyn. Okay, all right, cool. We're gonna see Ben Simmons out there, and we still don't see Ben Simmons out there. I don't understand this. I don't get it. I don't understand this. They're making excuses for him. I am sick of this crap. This emo NBA league or whatever you want to call this mess. Back in the day, we didn't see nothing like this. You didn't see Kobe, Jordan, or anybody else like that that's supposed to have been a great player not want to play basketball. I don't get this, man. I don't understand this at all. So I'm very disgusted with him. I think he's a joke. I think he doesn't deserve to get paid this year. And to be honest with you, if I was in command of the Brooklyn Nets, I'd get rid of his ass. quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because I can't have a guy that doesn't even want to play basketball out there, not want to play basketball. This is the NBA playoffs, man.
Basketball.
Your team was down 3-0 tonight, and you don't even want to suit up for at least 10 minutes to try to give it a go? Are you serious? Disgusting, man. Very disgusting, man. I mean, I don't got nothing to say to him, man. He gotta earn my respect back. But this is definitely going to hinder the collective bargaining agreement. And I think if I'm the owners, I'm taking everything back. I'm taking it to a point where there's no guaranteed contracts anymore, baby, because these players are getting over, a big time getting over. So this is just the latest thing. So I'm just as an NBA fan, I'm disgusted, honestly, because you got players out there playing their hearts out. You got guys like him who don't even give a damn. They just want to collect the check, wearing rainbow colored jackets on the sidelines and chilling in sunglasses. Man, get out of here.
Was he even on the sideline today? I don't think I saw him.
It doesn't even matter
sure.
if he was on the sidelines. And it doesn't even matter, Byron. No, it doesn't matter. He
Man,
doesn't
at least he
care
looked
about
fly,
the
right?
game. He doesn't care. I need guys that care. He doesn't care. He's the disgrace.
Shout out to Miss Queen. She said you preaching, Raj. I want to get to Earth's question real quick. Raj, I'll start with you. You said you think that you think the league is moving more towards from 3 superstars to 2 superstars and 2 complementary pieces. Big shout out to Eric. He was on a mock draft with us. He'll be with us this Thursday watching the draft on the Flex Zone podcast as well. Very knowledgeable as well. So shout out to him. Raj, what do you think about that?
I mean, I think it all depends. The 3 superstars thing definitely does hinder your depth, and I think a lot of teams are seeing that. And you really don't have a lot of money to be able to throw out. You got to hope that guys on buyout market, as well as just free agents, are just coming to compete for a championship. But I think that the 3 superstars has shown to be able to win. I mean, even if you look at last year, Chris Middleton, Giannis, and Drew Holiday, they're all 3 superstars, and they won. You just kind of got to be able to play that inside out. With any championship team, you got to get lucky. You got to have that chemistry, and you got to get that hot streak going into the playoffs and carrying it through.
Dre, you think they should have traded for John Wall instead? I mean,
at this point, anybody's better than Ben Simmons. I mean, we were when asked about who won the trade, whether it was Brooklyn or Philadelphia. At this point, Philadelphia won it hands down. I thought that Philadelphia gave up too much, but damn. I mean, I'd rather have a decline in James Harden than no production at all. I mean, this man ain't suit up for a game of basketball this season. So, you need something out there. I mean, the brother didn't even try. They talk about he's got mental issues, he's got back issues. You see how Philadelphia maintained without him. So when he's on the court, he can contribute. But I mean, you're talking about a man who's quit on thus far 3 teams, LSU, and Crevonte had called that when he wasn't playing regular season games. It's not like they were in the tournament. He just started not playing games when he was in college. You go to Philadelphia, you lay an egg, and then you don't want to show up the following season after you didn't perform in the playoffs. And now this year you get traded to Brooklyn, and you don't even suit up at all. Talking about soreness. I mean, guys we're talking about this is a sports show that we do. Men play hurt all the time. Women, they play hurt. Athletes play hurt constantly, and yet you didn't play because you were sore. You didn't have an injury. There's a difference between an injury and hurt. And I don't know if this guy, outside of his ego, was any of the above. Like Raj said, I mean, he's over there like it's a damn fashion show in New York, showing up on the bench, more ready for that than to play basketball. And he's represented by LeBron's agency, by Rich Paul. If I'm them, I don't know what you do with him either, because he's looking bad for business, period. He's looking bad for the NBA. He's looking bad for Rich Paul. He's looking bad just period. So No, I'm not. I don't know what to say about Ben Simmons anymore, other than at this point you just call him the quitter.
Crevonte, how much blame goes on Kyrie and KD?
Most of it, definitely most of it. Because okay, so first things first. In the playoffs, specifically the playoffs, you need certain things for a team. Despite who's on your team to win, you need depth, defense, leadership, consistency, and reliability. I felt like the Brooklyn Nets didn't have any of it like any of those things. And to your point, to Eric's question about the three superstars versus the two complementary players, I think you just can't put any superstars together. I think that's what's been proven time and time again. You can't just put folks together like this is 2K. This is not a video game. There has to be chemistry. Folks have to come together and play a significant amount of games together. I mean, we saw that with the LA Clippers a couple years ago with Kawhi Leonard and him being not in the lineup and then coming in a few games before the playoffs, you know what I'm saying, and just expecting it to work. And that's not how it works. There's no chemistry, there's nothing to build off of. You're literally building as you go. And the funny thing is, I was actually talking to our good brother Shane, who is a Celtics fan, so I'm sure he's celebrating right now. But I was saying I wouldn't even play Ben Simmons. Like, there's no way with the stakes with the playoffs are. There's no way I'm putting somebody who's fighting with his mental health in a playoff game in a must-win situation. He was better off not playing, honestly, because this is what I expected from him. If you expect him to play, just like, have you not seen Ben Simmons his whole career? He's never been that guy. He's never been the step-up guy. So why the hell would you get him ready going into the playoffs or in the playoffs? He was supposed to play 10. He was supposed to play 15 games ago to at least try to get like at least the motor running and smooth out. You don't put him in no playoff series, especially when you down in a playoff series. I think if you're going to have superstars on your team, whether it's 2 or 3, to win, one of them got to be a leader. One of them got to be that guy. And I'm gonna say it right now. You need on the leadership side of the game, you need a LeBron type of leader. You need that guy who's gonna get other people involved and who's gonna hold people accountable. Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, we've all said this before, are not type A personalities. Neither one of them. These are the guys you're going to hit a mouse on Twitter. Or Kevin Durant going to say something over the top in his press conference. Nobody takes accountability. Nobody's reliable. And nobody wants to be a leader. And it's crazy because they both left phenomenal, great, thinking they could do it on their own. And look where they at. Kyrie leaving LeBron and Kevin Durant leaving Utopia and Golden State Warriors. Like, bro, you bit more than you could chew. Both of y'all bit off more than you could chew, and that's cool. But no, there's no leadership here. I thought I could rely on Kevin Durant being Kevin Durant, but he only played like Kevin Durant in Game 4, and it was too little, too late. And Kyrie really only played like Kyrie in Game 1. That's why the custodial staff is out there right now.
Raj. Big shout out to our brother Engraven. Thank you for commenting, brother. Make sure you tap in, subscribe to.
At least they tried.
Appreciate you as always, brother. Make sure you stay
what's up, baby?
We'll be talking some draft, and thank you as always for your support, brother. As always, thanks for being on the show. Got to do it again. But Raj, are the Nets ever going to get over the hump?
I don't think so, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, everything that Crevonte said, I was going to speak about. He hit the nail on the head, man. Kevin Durant is not a leader to me. He's never been a leader to me. He runs from competition, honestly, just like he ran to Golden State. To be honest with you, that's where he should have stayed at. He should have stayed in Golden State. He was well protected. He could basically do whatever he wanted to do.
Hey,
But
Raj,
guess
real
what?
quick, Daryl. It's two Robins. It was two Robins.
So hold on. So for all the comic book people out there, you're saying they got Jason Todd and Dick Grayson, Crevonte? I'm just saying, as if you know.
I apologize, Raj. I just thought that was funny.
No, you good, man. But I'm just saying, man, he didn't have to be the leader of any of these teams, man. To be honest with you, I think Russell Westbrook was the leader of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Believe it or not, I believe
he was the alpha. He was for sure the alpha.
He damn sure was the alpha of that team.
Westbrook was the leader.
But it's just a damn shame, man. It really is, man. And I like Kevin Durant. I think he's a great player. But from the beginning of this season, when he didn't take the reins of Kyrie's situation, this is where this led to. This led to this moment right here where they got swept right out the goddamn playoffs because he didn't want to hold Kyrie accountable. And I hate to say that because I actually agree with Kyrie and what he was doing, but still it hurt your basketball team. And on top of that, the injuries and them not playing together the whole year and them, looking like trash during the season, like the Lakers did, it all led to this. It led to this moment right here. And then Ben Simmons just took it right over the top. So, yeah, man, I blame more of this on Kevin Durant. This was his team. He wanted Kyrie, and they wanted to play together. They wanted Harden. They didn't. Harden didn't want no parts of them because he knew they was goofy. So he got the hell up out of there. And they bring in this guy, and then this is just what it is, man. They're sitting at home right now in Brooklyn. And this is
James. James, stop it. James.
Big shout out to James. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah. Hey, what he didn't play because he didn't, the whole situation, various situations. I won't get on his beliefs, but he didn't play for various reasons, and it is what it is. Rouse.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. I'm done with all three.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give it too much. But Rouse, you support Brooklyn. What do they need to do to not get swept next year?
I don't know. I don't really know what Ben Simmons specifically needs. Maybe he needs a therapist with him at all times, one at the end of the bench. I honestly probably would get rid of Steve Nash, though. I don't think Steve Nash was ever the right coach for this team. And I think it really, really showed during this series. I think he got outcoached every single game. And I think up until this point,
he said that they didn't need a coach.
Yeah, we all knew that.
That's what Kyrie said.
We all knew that was
Durant agreed.
Just please don't get Doc Rivers. That's all I'm asking. But they need a new coach. I think they need some fresh environment, and kind of like what Eric protruded to in the comments. I do think they need like that gritty player, like that Patrick Beverly, that Marcus Smart type that's going to get in and kind of do the dirty work. I thought Ben Simmons, he was never going to be that, but he would have been that defensive player that you can kind of put 1 through 5 to at least put on the best offensive weapon on the other side. But who knows if he'll ever see a basketball court in the near future. I know he's getting a paycheck, though, because I'm pretty sure he's going to win that case that he has against the Philadelphia 76ers for that $20 million. But I would definitely get a new coach. Y'all know I want Melo just because I want to see Melo compete. And they might have to just start over. Nicholas Claxton is not it. I did like Seth Curry's addition and Andre Drummond. That's what I thought pushed them over the top when it came to the trade, getting those two assets. But we all forget that Joe Harris was also hurt. I think that's a big, big thing that transpired in this series alone, not having Joe Harris. He's able to open up the floor a lot more. I would consider him more of the big three than Ben Simmons personally.
Dre, is that window closed?
Yes. But no, seriously, it's close. They ain't going away. But let me ask the panel real quick. Because Kyrie Irving's coming up on a player option. So he can, opt out and then get the max. If I'm the Brooklyn Nets, I'm if I have to re-sign Kyrie, it's on a 1-year deal. But I just want to know the panel's thoughts about Kyrie possibly opting out and then re-signing with Brooklyn for the max.
If I'm going to resign him back to the Brooklyn Nets, I got to put something in that contract that says you got to play these amount of games or you ain't getting paid all the money. You got to play at least a certain amount of games or you're not going to pay. Because I don't want to hear no excuses that, oh, I need to sit out because Black Lives Matter is having a protest. Oh, I need to sit out because the Capitol is getting raided again by somebody. Oh, I need to sit out because I need to get my hair braided. I don't want to hear none of these excuses. I don't want no excuses for him, man. He has no excuses to make this time around. The COVID thing has been lifted. So if he does get re-signed back for another year, he needs to play a certain amount of games, to get paid.
Go ahead, Crevonte.
No way he's getting the max. There's no way. Just 0. 0, 0, 0. I'm thoroughly disappointed at how yo, what up, Cuzzo? I am thoroughly disappointed at his performance for this series. This very short series. He had a phenomenal game 1, and folks still looking for him. I need my superstars to be superstars. Like him and Kevin Durant had 16 apiece in one game. That's just unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. And I wanted to speak on a point that it might have been Riles or Raj that said this, but the supporting cast did not do terribly. If Kevin Durant and Kyrie show up, this series is still happening. Because, like we said, all the games, and even with KD and or Kyrie playing like trash, all the games were still close. So I think the supporting cast did above average, honestly.
Go ahead, Ross.
I think the supporting cast was pretty much up and down. Nicholas Claxton is trash. I don't know why he's getting an NBA paycheck. But he missed 9 free throws today in a row. 9 in a row. That's just ridiculous. But I don't know what to say about this
it's
team.
Tough. I know it's tough.
Do you give him the max? I hope you don't. I don't know what you can do.
Engraving is over, baby. It's a wrap, brother. They done.
He said, "Hold up."
Yeah, they gone fishing.
If I had a broom engraving, I'd bring it out right now, but I don't.
You need one of them Raj brooms, one of them slave brooms.
Go ahead, Ross. Finish up.
I don't think I would give him the max, but I would try to put something in his contract where like I could cut him with no penalty. Just to kind of be able to kind of be done with it in a sense, because you never really know what you're going to get when it comes to Kyrie Irving. Kyrie could just sit out tomorrow just because it rained near his house, and it normally doesn't rain a certain way near his house. So I would definitely put something in his contract. The only thing is I'm not really sure if KD leaves, if Kyrie leaves, because they definitely do seem to be joint, especially with KD not ever speaking out against what Kyrie's stance was when it came to the shot and things like that. So he might end up getting the max. I just don't know if I would give it to him.
Any final thoughts on Ben Simmons as we wrap up this portion of the podcast?
Yeah, I mean,
Go ahead, Trey.
Raj said it earlier. I mean, this crop of new players compared to back in the day. I mean,
Yeah, you got it. There it is. Go ahead, sweet Crevonte. Go ahead. There you go. Go ahead.
Look, he got the little door joint too.
Oh man. Appreciate that, Crevonte.
But no, I'm really just trying to understand this new age of basketball players. You couldn't get Kobe Bryant off of the basketball court. I mean, the number of injuries that he had, Allen Iverson, Jordan with the flu game. Like, I mean, I'm just thinking about things that guys have played through. guys who have paved the way so that way these players could get paid. And yet you got two men on the same team who will find any excuse not to go to work, but because the contract is guaranteed, don't give a damn. I've just never seen nothing like that ever in my life. And I don't know how you address that with the current CBA, but definitely the next CBA. It's gonna be a Kyrie Irving rule, and it's gonna be a Ben Simmons rule in place in there. And it might be a long holdout, but I'm telling you, these owners will probably win in the end because the players, I don't feel like they have really any leverage in this right now because I mean they've made it hard. And it's sad when they say what one bad apple spoils the bunch. Well, two bad apples that spoil the whole damn league. So this team, like Raul said, I at this point blow it up because I mean y'all ain't going nowhere. You got guys who are selfish. I don't even know if you could call them beta males, Uncle Raj. Like
No, I ain't gonna go that far. That's too far. I'm not gonna say all that. We're gonna leave that alone. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kevin Durant is goofy, and so is Kyrie. But I ain't gonna say they beta males. I'm not sure. I don't know about the personal life.
They need something on this team though, because without it, they not going anywhere. I mean, I know like the Lakers, LeBron has done some stuff, but at least he's shown that some type of leadership. This team from the top up, I mean, they don't have nothing. So I don't know what you do with Brooklyn moving forward. And I wouldn't want Melo to go to this travesty.
I think that was one thing that they was missing. I don't really think they had like too much of that veteran presence. I do think they also played like too much ISO ball. But in regards to what you and Raj says when it comes to like people not being as serious when it comes to playing a game, I think that's just the generations, regardless of whether it's the NBA, the NFL. A lot of people aren't really as in love with the game as they were back in the day. But I mean, people say that about our generation when it comes to working, regardless of anything. None of us really want to stay at a job for 30, 40, 50, 60 years and work until we retire. Everybody wants that early out. They want that early escape, get that money and get out, because they've seen people before them just have so many issues when it comes to their body for playing all these years and getting banged on all of these years. So I definitely think they are more future conscious when it comes to things, especially like NFL, with being able to pick up their kids and walk away from the game on their own accord versus that. But Ben Simmons takes that to a whole nother level because that boy not even really playing basketball. He's scared to shoot.
What's up, Aaron? Appreciate you, brother. Always tap in. You can always check us out on the YouTube. Raj and Dre, before y'all get out of here, Dre, let the people know what you got coming up, how they can keep up with you, see you live hosting, and catch you each and every morning. Start your day with a cup of Dre.
Yeah, so you can catch me Monday through Friday on Good Morning Baltimore on WEAA. Starting next Friday, I will be hosting karaoke along with my line brother. So make sure y'all stay tuned for that. Fridays from 7 to 11 is going to be up in the stuck each and every Friday.
And Raj, let the people know how to keep up with us on the YouTube, the videos we got coming on the page, and how to be part of the Flex Zone family.
Hey, everybody, if you're tuning in right now, please look at the player profiles. If you're into the NFL draft, we're having a mock draft soon as we get off with Crevonte, Byron, and Rouse. So please tune in with that. And if you ain't doing nothing Thursday night and you watching the draft, come join us with the live stream, baby. We're live streaming the draft. And Grave, and if you ain't live streaming, come on with us, man. We would love to have you on, live stream, see who the Ravens get at number 14. I cannot wait for that. And
or slide them if they don't do the right.
Or slide them.
Or get the broom like Crevonte.
Get the broom.
Aaron, I got it.
Or the belt. The broom or the belt.
Get the belt.
But I mean, we'll see what happens. But yes, please join us on
8 o'clock,
Thursday
Aaron.
for the live
As soon as the draft starts, we'll be on a little after 8. The first pick probably won't come out till about 8:30. So we'll be on between 8 and 8:15. But make sure you hit that bell. Stay tuned. That'll be Thursday night. Raj, Dre, appreciate you, brother. I know we'll see y'all in the comments. And we'll probably see y'all Thursday as well.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
All
But
All
make
right.
right,
sure y'all
y'all.
watch those player profiles. Get caught up on the draft.
Appreciate that, my brothers. And we're going to go ahead and get into some draft talk with Crevonte and my brother Rouse here on the Flex Zone podcast. Um, thank you again, everybody watching and tuning in. Let's get to it, brothers. I mean, we here. We're talking about the draft. It's 2022 NFL draft. Just feels like we were just doing the 2021 NFL draft. Like I said, it's like a annual thing. Um, when you look at the draft, obviously it starts at one with the Jaguars. Cavante, it starts at one with the Jaguars. Rouse, I'll start with you. Before we get into what the Jags should do with the first pick, what are your overall thoughts on this draft, and what is your overall, I say, takeaway you're looking forward to seeing?
It's weird. I hate, but I love this draft at the same time. I think this draft is very middle heavy. But if you need a wide receiver or edge, this is the draft to get it. Both of those positions are extremely, extremely deep, especially wide receiver. I'm surprised that we saw the money bags thrown out the way that we did with all the receivers that are in this draft. Hate the quarterback position. Sorry. Hate the running back position. Love the cornerback position a little bit too. Cornerback is kind of scary deep as well.
Cavante, what you looking at overall before we get into some of the details of this draft?
So I've been seeing a trend over the past few years, pretty much since Beckham, I want to say Sammy Watkins and Mike Evans. Since that draft, wide receivers been coming out here like hotcakes and cooking, and like at a like day one, they coming in here and they year one they having 1,200 receiving yards, and it is crazy. It's looking like that is the position that translates best to the NFL. So, like Raul said, if you need a receiver, gotta get you one of them, and it's a lot of them. It's very deep. Edge is very deep. Honestly, the athletes in general um, are really really good. Even the fat boys. It's a couple. I've seen a lot of guys running under a 5, 4.8s, 4.6s, 4.7s, big guys. This is the year of the athlete. Even the offensive lineman, everybody's really athletic. So this is a draft where you get younger, you get more athletic, and stock is going up, especially for the speedsters, the speedsters.
Josiah, we will definitely talk about your Packers. I believe that's your team. You guys need probably two wideouts, but we'll get to that in a second. And reports are coming in. The Jaguars probably won't take Aidan Hutchinson. Looks like they're going to take Crevonte, Trayvon Walker, Rouse. We talked about Walker last week. Our good friend Eric, who'll be on here Thursday, thinks he should go number one. I'm not sold. I said I wouldn't take him in the top two personally. Rouse, should they take Trayvon Walker? What should they do in your opinion?
So I think after what happened last year, this team does need just a jump start for their organization. And I do think that Trayvon Walker does have the highest ceiling when it comes to a lot of the edges in this draft. I think he's an athletic freak. I think he has the ability to wreck the game in a lot of different ways, kind of similar to what we've seen out of Myles Garrett, some kind of what Eric was protruding to in the mock draft as well. Would I take him one?
Gotta hesitate. It's a no.
But I'm not really sold on Aiden either. So it's weird because I'm not a fan of that 1 year breakout, just edge rusher. I'm just not a fan of it. We saw what happened with Clowney with that 1 year just breakout edge rusher. It doesn't translate all the time. And he was a senior, right? I think he was all four
Yeah, he's a
years.
senior. He was a senior.
Yeah, so I'm not really too sure if I'm as sold on him. So I might take Trayvon Walker. I think he's from Florida as well. So you get a hometown guy come in, put him with Chase on and what's his name? I
Josh
can't
Allen.
remember.
Josh
Josh
Allen.
Allen.
Yep.
And that's a pretty good 3-man. They have to get past the Urban Meyer debacle that transpired last year. And I think you bring him in and see what happens.
Crevonte, what you think they should do at number one? You going Walker? I mean, we kind of talked about it on our profile. We wouldn't do it, but what do you think they'll do or should do?
I think Walker. I think Walker was around a lot of NFL talent. He's a stud. Don't get it twisted. He was around a lot of NFL talent, and he kind of literally like it's crazy what an outstanding combine can do for you because a lot. It was some mock drafts. He wasn't even in the first round, and then he was at the bottom of the first round, and then after the combine, he shot to 2. I was like, yo, that is really crazy. So I'm not really sold on the hype of a combine because we see this all the time. I'm not saying he won't be an outstanding player because he has the potential to be that. And like Raul said, his ceiling is through the roof, no pun intended. But I'm gonna stick with the what they say the quote unquote safe pick and the most consistent pick. I have down to Aidan Hutchinson or Evan Neal. I'm more of my offensive line. I want my offensive line to be the best unit on my team. So I will actually go Evan Neal. And I think the Detroit Lions will be very happy with my pick. But I got Trevor Lawrence. You telling me I got my guy for the next 10 to 12 years? I'm gonna do everything in my power to protect my investment. So I will actually go Evan Neal.
Well, Crevonte, perfect segue. You talked about the Lions, and we'll try to run through some of these teams real quick, hit as much as we can. So, Crevonte, I'm gonna throw you the Lions. Riles, I'm gonna throw you the Texans because you did something on last week, Riles, that I was a little shocked with. But Crevonte, the Lions, just going off of our mock draft, Lions, Aidan Hutchinson at 2, and at 32, 2 first-round picks for the Lions. Daxton Hill from Michigan, home. Played in that state, and they also pick at 34, and then our Matt Corral fell to them. What do you think happens with the Lions having a second, 32nd, and 34th overall pick?
At this point, when we was on disqualified opinions, the ongoing joke was I believe Rouse had the Texans, and was it DC that had the Lions?
Yeah.
And both of them had everything. When there are so many holes, you just try your best to fill them. At that point, I don't think they should be getting no quarterback. This is not the draft to do it. And if you really don't think you're going to compete next year, there's quite a few quarterbacks coming out next year. So I wouldn't reach for none of the quarterbacks this year. We're not a quarterback away. So I would continue to add depth to my team and add value to my team if I was the Lions organization.
Well, Ross, let's go to you, brother, because you did have the Texans, and at number 3, they pick at 3 and 13 after the Deshaun Watson trade with Cleveland. Don't forget that.
Yes.
You had them taking Sauce Gardner, who we do
Saucy.
like, and at 13, Charles Cross fell to them in our mock. Explain your reasoning behind the Sauce pick, and what do you think they do at 13?
I think it's kind of similar to the Jaguars. I think you need that pick that makes the franchise go, yes. We've seen them do a lot of weird and I would say racially driven hirings as of late. And I think the team needs that spark. I think Lovie Smith will come in and just love Sauce just right away.
Mumbo Sauce.
He's that you'll be able to put him just in that island and not really have to worry about him. Corner is the hardest position to transfer over, that and quarterback, but I think Sauce makes the most sense. They could go lineman right there, but I think with the 3 top linemen being Evan, Icky, and Charles, they'll have one of them still there at 13. So that's why I kind of went Sauce first.
Which sucks for the Ravens.
Real quick, Rouse. If it works out like that, that is perfect.
I know
that is perfect. Like getting your top guy at corner and then still getting alignment, because my pick was I gotta go Icky right here. I would have went Icky, but if you telling me I can still get Cross, I don't. The sauce pick is real saucy, so it's cool. If it works out like that, the Texans won the first round.
Oh yeah.
Well, speaking of first round, there are a couple teams with 2 first-round picks, and 2 of them are in the top 10, and both of them play in the state of New York, well, actually Jersey. But Crevonte, I'm gonna give you the Jets. I know you love Robert Saleh. We hope he lasts more than after this year. And then Riles, I'll give you the Giants. But Crevonte, starting with the Jets, they pick at 4 and 10, just for inclusive purposes. They had Thibodeau and Kyle Hamilton fall into them, and if they got both of them boys, Robert Saleh would be doing flips in the war room.
Man, listen, let Robert Saleh be Robert Saleh. Bring his expertise to the New York Jets. And you know what? Even in recent memory, the New York Jets have always had a pretty decent defense. It's been offensively where they've been inept. But they are slowly getting this offensive line together. Hopefully Mekhi Becton can stay healthy because that's a big guy. that is a big guy over there, and he solidifies the left side of that line. At 4, I mean, if Thibodeau is right there in your face, you gotta take him. You have to take him. The value is there, and his upside and potential is through the roof. And with a defense that's already pretty decent, edge and the secondary help are 2 things that will quickly turn a defense around at pick number 4. As far as 10, again, Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton is naturally going to fall because the safety position does not have as much value as the other positions like edge and corner and lineman. So he's going to fall just off the sake of that. But that is a top 5 talent and top 5 value. You getting him at 10, you have to at 9, whoever they pick, you got to be standing in the line at 10.
Riles, the Giants, and our mock had got Evan Neal and Jermaine Johnson. What you think the Giants going to end up doing with 2 top 10 picks as well?
I do think that they will definitely try to address that horrible offensive line, which is weird because I feel like every offseason they sign
year.
somebody.
Every year
Every
they draft
year.
and sign somebody.
Yeah, every year, and it's just that offensive line is still just really bad. But I think we're going to see the Giants have a turnaround season. I like Brian Daboll. I like the Wink hiring.
I agree.
So I definitely like Jermaine Johnson being able to slide in there with Wink. He's kind of that Swiss Army knife where I think he'll be able to use him in a lot of variety of ways. He's shot up draft boards as of late as well. And I think we had them getting Icky, right?
The Giants got Evan Neal in our draft and Jermaine Johnson.
Like Evan?
Yeah.
I mean, either way, it doesn't really matter. Whether it's Icky or Evan, it's really a toss-up. Yeah, it's really a toss-up between which one you like. I think Icky is a little bit more well-polished and well-rounded against a lot of different pass rushers, while sometimes you see Evan Neal get beat in pass protection with sliding his feet and things like that. But whichever one they decide to take, I think they'll be good. He'll be able to come in as a day 1 starter. And I think we're going to see a difference in their offense this season. I'm really high on the Giants' offense having a turnaround. I don't think they're going to be amazing, but I think they're going to be a lot better than what they were last year.
Aaron, real quick, just intensive purposes in our draft, the Cowboys got Johan Dawson from Penn State. So
Penn State.
yeah, so we'll see what happens. But I think the Cowboys, if a guy like Ajabo falls to them, they should take him. They have a lot of needs as well. But people think Evan Neal's worth it. So let's keep it moving. At 6, this is where I think the draft really gets interesting personally because of the Panthers' Riles and ours, of course, Icky fell to them. Do you think they should go quarterback here or they should just stick to their board?
I think it depends on how much Matt Rule likes his job. If Matt Rule wants to coach the Carolina Panthers next year, you go Malik Willis right here. The reason I say you can't is we've seen it happen, but head coaches get a pass when they've just drafted a quarterback and just allowing that ability for him to mentor and move forward. But I would definitely go Malik Willis here. Just overall for team morale, because you got Robbie Anderson on Twitter begging them not to trade for Baker Mayfield. So I would go quarterback here and just swing for the fences. I'm not a Matt Rule fan though, personally.
Crevonte, you said you wouldn't take that risk. What would you do at 6 then?
So and
Trade back?
I just historically, um, rookie quarterbacks don't save jobs. Just historically in the NFL, at this level, because I do. Some will say Lamar has saved John Harbaugh, but at this level of the draft, top 10, top 10, top 5, in that range.
I see what you're saying.
Because you picking at this time, you really need one. Not going to save Matt Rule's job. This may be best for the Panthers, but not for Matt Rule. I go offensive line like I did in our draft, and who was there? Charles.
Icky Aquana.
Oh,
You
Icky.
got Icky.
Okay, so Icky was there. So yeah, I think again, top tier offensive lineman staring you in your face, can't pass them up, and that's another top 5 talent. Get him at 6.
I don't want to see Sam Darnold playing quarterback again. I'm sorry. I do not want to see Sam Darnold playing quarterback again. I'm just tired of it. We're wasting away the good years of Christian McCaffrey with his quarterback being Sam Darnold and sometimes Cam Newton.
All right, I'm going to split y'all up here. 8th overall pick goes to the Falcons. Obviously, we know the Giants pick at 7. We just talked about them, but Falcons at 8. Riles, is this where we see the run on receivers begin?
Yes. And they're going to get the exact same receiver that is suspended for this season, being Garrett Wilson. He will come off the board. He is Calvin Ridley 2.0. Actually, they were saying that Calvin Ridley was going to get traded to the Eagles before he got suspended. That would have been really interesting to see. But, yeah, they're going to get the replacement for the guy that they already had in-house. This should open up a lot of things for Kyle Pitts. And, honestly, it's just going to be him, Kyle Pitts, and Cordell Patterson. I don't know. The offense is going to suck.
You at quarterback, right?
Yeah. I think I could take Marcus Mariota job. I think I could.
I'm cool with that. Yeah, I think Garrett Wilson's the pick. I think we all agree. Me and Crevonte talked ad nauseum about it. I mean, he's probably going to be the number 1 receiver taken for obvious reasons. And the Falcons love offense. Like you say, Crevonte, put butts in seats.
That's what I'm saying. That you know what Atlanta do. If folks go to Atlanta for entertainment, and entertainment is offense. That's what butts in the seats.
Let me swing to you, Crevonte, on the Seahawks real quick as we get close to the top 10. We'll really close out the top 10 because the Jets have the 10th pick. Seahawks, and our mock Rel had them getting Malik Willis. Now, the Seahawks do draft well. They're one of the best drafting teams in the NFL. Now, just for intensive purposes, Seahawks, they pick 9. Okay, yeah, Rashad Penny sticks out. You're right. They pick at 9, even though he did play kind of well last year, which was crazy. They pick 9 and 40 and 41. So they got a lot of draft capital, Crevonte. What do you see them doing?
We are in rebuild mode, official rebuild mode in Seattle. I would not mind saying Malik Willis go right here, because Pete Carroll's not going anywhere, and Malik Willis will go to may not the best organization, but he go to a stable organization. Now he's probably not gonna like the rain. I ain't gonna hold you. He's probably not gonna like the rain in Seattle, but this would be a good spot for the Seattle Seahawks and Malik Willis. But would I do it? Absolutely not. There is Kyle Hamilton is there. Stingley is there. This is so much more talent. And again, what is the talent you're going to have around Malik Willis? Because I think that's important as well. Because DK, they're shopping DK right now. So, I would opt out to go fill another position of need. Try to rebuild the defense.
Rob, what you feel about the Seahawks?
I don't know if this team is in rebuild. They sound, on one hand, they sound like they are, but then on the other hand, they sound like they're going to compete. And to be honest, if you're in rebuild mode, it's no reason why you have 2 of the highest paid safeties in the NFL currently on your team. You need to be shopping both of them and moving on. They gave up a lot to get Jamal Adams just to go into rebuild mode after. To be honest, they should have traded or cut Pete Carroll instead of Russell Wilson, but that's just my opinion. I've been off Pete Carroll ever since he decided he didn't run on the 1 yard line. I've been off him ever since then. Literally one of the worst decisions I've ever seen in the Super Bowl. But you could definitely see Malik Willis going here. I think him and DK could definitely build some type of chemistry. If not, we're going to see Drew Lock playing quarterback, and I'd rather see Sam Darnold play quarterback than Drew Lock.
Couldn't agree more. Let us know so far what you think about our top 10, and let us know what your team or who you would like to see draft for your team. If any prospect or team we haven't talked about, let us know. But Crevonte, now the real fun begins because it's time to salute you, Commander, as we talk about your Washington Commanders at pick number 11, my brother. What would you like to see your team do?
I think the pick right here should be wide receiver, unless by some crazy chance, and it almost happened without draft, is if Kyle Hamilton slips here. If Kyle Hamilton slips here, take Kyle Hamilton. But other than that, we trying to give Carson Wentz every opportunity to be successful. There's definitely a chip on his shoulder, and Washington is trying to move in a positive direction. You can't tell by the media and what's going on out there, but we are trying to move in a positive direction. Just the top guy has to go, but that's neither here nor there. If Garrett Wilson is gone, I would definitely pick his teammate, Chris Olave. You know, I am an Ohio State guy. We also have an Ohio State guy on our team. Curtis Samuel his injuries is killing. His injury history is not great. So he'll end up either getting maybe not cut, but we're not going to see a lot of playing time from him. Chris Olave, and I think I want to say it was DC that said it when we was doing our draft, that he's the best receiver in the class right now. Now I do think Jameson Williams, with health not being a concern, is probably Jameson Williams is probably the best. But I like Olave at 11.
Eric checking in. Drake London or Olave. Would you be cool with Drake London, Crevonte, real quick?
He gives diversity. We haven't had a big receiver ever, so I would not be upset or anything like that. A wide receiver, a Drake up to the status of Drake London, red zone threat, 50-50 ball, and like I was saying, in our profile, it's not 50-50 with him. It's more so 70-30.
Well, Rouse, you know, if I gave Crevonte the Commanders, you know, I ask you every year, what do I think the Ravens need to do? Or I ask you what the Ravens need to do in the draft. Eric, I see you in here. Comment also, brother. Let me know what you think they should do. I'm going to go ahead and ask you, man. I mean, there are going to be some options at 14 if they stay at 14. Do you think they stay at 14? One, two-part question. And who would you take at 14?
I do not think the Ravens stay at 14. I think they will trade back. I can see a team like the Packers or the Chiefs trading up because I think this is about kind of starting with the Commanders. You're going to start seeing that possible wide receiver just run at this point now that two have come off the board. So I do think you'll see us kind of push back unless Trent McDuffie, Derek Stingley Jr., Sauce Gardner, or Jermaine Johnson, possibly a Jordan Davis right there as well. Are kind of like some of the names that I wouldn't mind going out and just signing that card right over. Just step right up there. Not going to lie, out of all of them, I really, really like Derek Stingley. I know people have a question in regards to his love of football, but the boy just ran a 4.37 playing corner. We can figure out how much he loves football later. Just put him on the field. We had a lot of issues at corner last season where we literally could not just stay healthy. And I think our third corner right now is Brandon Stevens, and that's not what I want going into the season. I'd rather bring back Jimmy Smith than have that happen. Yes, Eric does love Winfrey. I know Eric loves Winfrey.
Eric, but he ain't going 14, Eric. Stop. All right, man. Sheesh, he not. But it's okay. If we trade back, though, maybe. Yes, Dominique, I do think that Jordan Davis would be a good fit for the Ravens, but I think there could be option to trade back and still get Jordan Davis maybe at 15 or 16 and get another pick or two.
I also want to pull a Byron, and I would love if the Ravens can trade back into the first and get Ojabo. I think
Yes,
Ojabo is
please.
just so lost in the sauce, and people just don't take injuries. People take injuries as serious as they were in the past, and I feel as though with the offseason, he'll be able to come in and make an impact. And him on one side, no way on the other side, it's just an athletic just situation that defenses will have to pay attention to moving forward.
Josiah, you want to trade up and get Olave? Okay, we'll give you pick 14. Packers, you give us
Nah, he gone,
22.
bro. Nah, cuz he gone.
You
Cuz
give
no, he
us
gone.
you, you give us 22 and you give us 29
Gone.
28. We get a Jabo and we can get maybe uh somebody else. I mean, Eric, I see you talking about Daxton Hill. I don't think they draft a safety in the first round after getting Marcus Williams, but I want a
Right.
Jabo by any means necessary. Damn it, I think he is
If
going to be the steal of the first round. I don't care about the Achilles. I don't care about he hasn't played football for long. He produces sacks. I think his ceiling is higher than Aidan Hutchinson. Personally, he's more athletic, and you put him with his defensive coordinator in college. My goodness, him and Owe, then we got something to say. I'm just saying.
if we traded back to 22, I would love for us to take like Tyler Lindenbaum or
I'll be cool with that.
Zion Johnson or I wouldn't even be mad at a Devin Lloyd pick in the late first round, to be honest.
You like N'Kobe Dean?
You're a lot higher on him than I am. But I don't think there's anything wrong. I'm not mad. I just think we need somebody who can allow Patrick Queen to play Will and not Mike. He's not really a Mike linebacker. I think we've kind of noticed that up until this point. I think he overthinks situations, which causes him to not be able to utilize his speed and just quick instincts. So as long as we can get somebody next to him that is able to play that Mike position, I think Patrick Queen will definitely grow into a Pro Bowl player.
Well, we will be here watching live as these teams do pick, and it's always interesting to see what the Ravens do if they stay or trade back. And one of the highest picks they've had in recent memory, so let's see. But Crevonte, other teams with 2 first-round picks. Saints, I believe you had them in our mock as well, if I memory serves me right. And in ours, what did they have? They got Jameson Williams and Devontae Wyatt. Which how you feel about that, Crevonte?
Um, first of all of these guys, all of these teams right here, just scream receiver, just scream receiver. I think with the technology we have, with injuries and tending to injuries, especially the ACL, my gosh, Jameson Williams is. I think I don't know if we got around to doing his profile, but he reminds me of Tyreek Hill a little bit, man. The speed is absolutely there, and he will instantly upgrade the offense and the receiving core wherever he goes. But I definitely pegged him to the Saints because the Saints could get it, could get him going, especially with Michael Thomas coming back. They could be a huge threat offensively, like they used to be.
I had the Eagles, and I had them getting Jordan Davis and Drake London. I don't think Drake London falls to 18 personally, but it could happen. Looking at the board, somebody's going to fall to one of these teams. But I think Jordan Davis at 15 will be a steal. I would love the Ravens to get him, but we'll see what happens with the Eagles as they try to.
Guys, a bet real quick. How many first round picks do the Packers have? Just one?
Two. 22 and 29, 28. Chiefs have 2 at what do the Chiefs have? 29 and 30. So they pick back to back. And Eagles are 15 and 18, Saints 16 and 19.
Okay, I was gonna bet that the Packers don't even pick a wide receiver, but
they're gonna take one. They're gonna take one.
If with one of the picks, I think they will take one. But if they only have one pick, I felt like they wasn't gonna pick a wide receiver just because the Packers are goofy like that. The worst thing that we can see happen is the Chiefs trade up and get one of them top guys. I think that would be scary.
I think the only guy the Chiefs trade up to possibly get would be Jameson Williams. He's my wide receiver 1 in this draft because he reminds so much of what Tyreek Hill is able to do, and he'll allow Juju to be that second or third option, which is when he is most dangerous, since he only really runs 2 or 3 yard routes. But to go about that Packers thing, it's been rumored that the Packers are trying to trade for Darren Waller from the Raiders. So they may not even have both of those first round picks once draft day comes.
Wow.
But I definitely
What
think
would
that
be
they need
that
to go
trade
past
though?
country.
They would give up Darren Waller. Why would the Raiders give up? The Raiders, the Raiders are stacked. What, they going to get 2 ones back?
I don't know if Waller's worth 2 1s. It's
Exactly.
that
And that's
probably
your
like a
boy.
1 and a
You
3.
you never gave up on him, so I gotta give you credit on
It's because he used to do damage on Madden. But
it.
he's a problem on Madden. But maybe a 1 and a 3. But I'm not
Okay.
gonna lie, you give Aaron Rodgers, Darren Waller, that's gonna be something he's honestly never had ever in his career. Like that speed and just mismatch ability at the tight end position. I don't think he's ever had that. People forget that Darren Waller was a legit wide receiver turned tight end.
Josiah, you hear that? You want Darren Waller to give up that first round pick in the third? I had him. Rob, actually, what you think the Packers will do in Crevonte as well? I had him getting Treylon Burks and David Ajabo. So
Yeah,
Woo.
I think Treylon goes to the Bills. I think that's exactly what the Bills are missing. I think he's fallen in drafts just due to people over analyzing 40-yard dashes when it comes to receivers. If any position has shown, I really like Sky Moore to Kansas City as well, Eric. I think I did that.
Yep.
No, I like Sky Moore to Kansas City as well. But I
This
think
guy.
people overanalyze the 40-yard dash when it comes to receivers. I mean, Jarvis Landry ran like a 4.7 something. And for a couple seasons, he led the NFL in catches. It was on the Dolphins, but he led the NFL in catches. 40 doesn't really matter as much as long as you can separate and or win on big throws. And I thought that Treylon Burks showed that he can really, really win. And if he falls to the Bills or the Packers or the Chiefs, it's going to be scary to see him in one of those offenses.
real quick, if I'm the Patriots at 21, I'm taking Treylon Burks. You could use him with Mac Jones, but go ahead, Crevonte.
What we talk Patriots or Packers?
Well, I was just saying because I realized that the Patriots picked before the Packers at 21. I don't know any of the Patriots receivers off the top of my head. Jacoby Myers,
Devontae Parker.
so they could take a receiver. I mean, Treylon Burks could be a Swiss Army knife for them, like Debo is. So that's what I'm saying. If I'm the Patriots, Bill Belichick should scoop him up, but I think the Packers should get him if he falls, though.
Yeah. They're right. They will be right in the thick of it. Getting it. This will probably be like towards the end of the top tier. Guys, maybe because they pick at what 2021.
Yeah.
Because I do think that the Chiefs will absolutely have to trade up if they want to get one of the top tier guys. I thought I wrote something that was funny down. I looked at it later. I actually had Sky Moore. I had him pegged to go to the Saints in the second round. And it seems like everybody's really high on him going in the first round. So I was like, oh man, that scrap. Y'all scrap one of my picks like y'all always do in the draft. But the Packers absolutely have to get. I think they have to get a wide receiver. And the Chiefs want to get a wide receiver because they lost a huge piece. They lost absolutely huge piece of their offense, of the explosive part of their offense. And I think the Chiefs are going to do everything they can to try to replace it. And if this is true, what I was saying about the Darren Waller and that actually happening, that gives the Raiders a pick now. So now what would the Raiders do with that first pick?
Maybe O-line. Maybe if they were to pick in the first round. I mean, that's probably the flaw in their offense. Honestly, is the O-line. If you ask me, I mean, I'm high on the Raiders. Me and Roz went back and forth. He likes the Chargers. I like both teams, but I just like the Raiders a little bit more, just because they beat the Chargers in the last game last year, which I told you was going to happen. But
Did you see what the Chargers did this offseason? Mack,
I did.
J.C. Jackson. They won the offseason. The
But
Chargers won the
we
offseason.
know the Chargers are going to charge at some point.
And the Raiders are going to raid.
I mean, they did have a whole bunch of drama and scandal and controversy and still made the playoffs. Don't ask me how, even with the goofiness.
That's why Derek Carr earned my respect.
Yo,
6.
I think it's going to be right around 6. I want to take the over, but I think it's going to be 6.
I think it's going to be exactly 6.
I think it's gonna be exactly 6-2. So I'm gonna say under by the skin of my teeth.
Ugh,
Um,
yeah, it's gonna be
yeah,
interesting.
I'd say the under, just
It
because I think it's gonna be
could.
exactly 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna argue with that. I could see at least 6, and there's Eric again. But okay, now let's get to it. We gotta ask this question before we wrap up everything. Of course, quarterbacks. I want you guys to rank your quarterbacks, where you think they go. We know the Steelers at 20. They said something today, goofy. I don't know if y'all heard their GM. He said, yeah, if we don't take a quarterback, we'll be fine. If we take one, we'll be fine. So I don't even think they're sold on taking one at 20. They could go best player available, which might not hurt them. I mean, Mitchell Trubisky could be better than any quarterback in this class, even though he is not the best quarterback. Crevonte, I guess we can go 5-1 if there are 5 worthy quarterbacks. Uh, where are you ranking the quarterbacks? Where do you think they go? Who would you like to see maybe go somewhere, maybe in the second or third round? I would like to hear your opinion, brother.
Um, so I've been messing with the top 5 on and off. If we're going 5-1, um, damn. As soon as I felt confident in it, I just took a deep breath and I was like, yeah, I don't like it no more. Um, probably I'm going back and forth like 4 or 5. I have Desmond Ritter and Sam Howell at 4 or 5. Maybe Desmond Ritter at 5 and Sam Howell at 4. I like Matt Corral at 3, Kenny Pickett 2, and Malik Willis 1. Um, like I said before, I don't like we've all said, don't care for the draft class at all. I am not running up to anybody's podium saying any one of these guys' names. But if you're my feet to the fire, I'll probably say that's my 5-1. I know Riles does not like Kenny Pickett, Mr. Quote unquote Mr. Small Hands, but he has a lot of production at Pitt, and I don't think much about hand size. He can throw the ball, and I've seen enough on tape that he has proven that. Malik Willis at 1. I think he's probably one of the more polarizing prospects, just because of what we've seen in the National Football League with the quarterbacks that's having dual threat. The dual threat quarterbacks are having a lot of success, and he legit turned that. You know how they say like Lamar Jackson's a running back with the ball in his hands. This guy's an actual running back. Like he looking for contact, running over folks. It ain't gonna be dazzling like Lamar Jackson. He's looking for contact. And he has a rocket cannon, rifle, whatever synonym you want to say for him being able to throw the ball a long distance. In Malik Willis, accuracy has to work on. That's fine. Matt Corral, the injury gives me cause to pause, but I think he's probably one of the more consistent quarterbacks. The offense that he runs, there's going to be a learning curve for all the quarterbacks, but specifically him because he wasn't in a pro style offense. At Ole Miss, it was a lot of speed, quick throws. He didn't really hold the ball too long at Ole Miss. I like Desmond Ritter and Cincy, what he did for Cincy. I think he has a lot of upside, but I'm not sure what it is. It's like he's missing something. He's missing some attribute. I can't quite put my finger on it. And Sam Howell, I got Sam Howell at 5 because I felt like he had a lot of hype ending last year and going into this year, and he hasn't lived up to it. But that kind of happens when you lose two great running backs to the draft.
Real quick, to your question, Dominique, about the Steelers, I think if they don't take Kenny Pickett, I think he can come in and do what Big Ben did last year. Just personally, just at least that. Just personally, that's just me. And that wasn't much, but he can throw short, accurate, intermediate, and short passes to those weapons and let his defense win the game for him and give it to Najee. But Rouse, let's get your rankings on the QBs, brother, and where you think they may go.
So I'll start at 5. I have Kenny Pickett. 5. My 4 is Desmond Ritter. My 3 is Sam Howell. My 2 is Matt Corral, and my 1 is Malik Willis. Like Crevonte said, this is not the year for quarterbacks. Next year, oh my God, quarterback is going to be crazy.
You can have 3 in the top 5.
Yes,
Right.
but this year, I do think you'll see 2, maybe 3 go in the first round. If Detroit wants to kind of get that 5th-year option on a quarterback, they may go with 1 in the first round as well. That's kind of like the sleeper to me. I think that Desmond Ritter has a lot of pros and cons on both sides. I think he's athletically gifted, but I think he doesn't have the accuracy. And I always hate to say that black quarterbacks don't have accuracy, but it's like that. I don't like Kenny Pickett. I don't really have much to say. I hope he goes to the Steelers because I would love to feast on Kenny Pickett 2 times a year. I don't think he's good. I just don't think he's good. Sam Howell, yeah, he did lose a lot, but he's only number 3 because his draft is trash. I like Matt Corral a lot. I think he'll be that game manager who, once the NFL game slows down, he, to me, has the second highest potential out of anybody in this draft class. I would not be mad if the Commanders took him and let him sit for a year and just kind of slowly just be. I don't think Carson Wentz is the best mentor, but I think he'll be able to kind of understand the game. Malik Willis just has a ceiling that is just astronomical. Kind of, I don't want to call him Trey Lance because I think that's like an easy out, but I think he can do some of the things that we were enamored by when it comes to Trey Lance last year. But I'm not sold on any of them being long-time starters in the NFL. None.
Just for all intents and purposes, like you said, the Lions pick at 32, could get a 5th-year option, but the Lions also pick at 34. You have the Seahawks at 40, 41, Colts at 42. We know Matt Ryan won't be there forever, and Falcons at 43 as some landing spots that some guys could fall to, and Saints at 49 as well, and Steelers at 52 again, coming back around in the second round. So we'll see what happens. Let us know your rankings on quarterbacks and who you think will be the best fit and who will go where. But fellas, gotta ask you a wild card question, and this doesn't have to be pertaining to the first round. Who is someone we should be talking about in this draft, or some people we should be talking about in this draft? Maybe not in the first round, but maybe second, third, day 2, day 3, or maybe in the first round that could sneak up and surprise somebody at the end of the first round, or somebody we just really, really like. Roz, I'll start with you. You can throw some names out there for the people.
I hope none of the people that's in fantasy leagues with me right now watching because they may steal some of my picks. But
It's okay. You can give yourself the first pick. So I won't be mad at you.
on the offensive side of the ball, James Cook is somebody that I'm really looking at. I think he has the ability to be start off his career as like a 3rd down specialist and then move into possibly a 3-down back. The brother of Dalvin Cook, we already know how Dalvin Cook turned out. I got to throw Damian Pierce out there, running back from Florida. I really, really like
Go
what
ahead, do
he's
your
able to
Florida
do.
thing. You can do your Florida. You can do it. Yeah, I'll let you do it.
Like what he's able to do on the field. When it comes to receiver, Christian Watson, he's somebody who has a very, very high ceiling when it
Play
comes
with
to
Trey
things.
Lance.
I think the biggest thing with him will be him coming from a smaller school, just adjusting to the fact that everybody that he sees on a daily basis will be a pro-level player. I really like David Bell. My comp for him is Jarvis Landry. I know I was speaking about him earlier. Justin Ross, the receiver out of Clemson, I
I
think
love
he
Justin
doesn't
Ross.
get a lot of respect.
I love the
I
Ravens to take him in like the 3rd round.
would not be mad at that. I like Isaiah Likely, the tight end out of Coastal Carolina. I like him a lot. I'm not really too sold on offensive tackle in this draft, to be honest. I'm not a big fan. I think after the top 3, it gets real weird with whoever you pick.
Sure. Yeah.
Interior O-line is pretty good. the whole defensive side of the ball is just astronomical in this draft. If you went to, I think you're going to see a lot of players from Georgia going the first 3 rounds of this draft. They might break a record for most players selected in the first 3 rounds of an NFL draft with as much talent as they had. I really like Logan Hall. He's a defensive end out of Houston.
Damn it, Rouse. Shit.
I like Christian Harris, linebacker out of Alabama. I like Kyer Elam. I know Elam is a bad last name for Ravens fans, but I just like his intangibles. And then Jalen Petrie, safety out of Baylor. Also, Verone McKinley III, safety out of Oregon, are some of my just definite picks that I like.
Go ahead, Crevonte.
I don't care if he said it already. I was thinking Logan Hall out of Houston. There's a lot of great edge rushers and just the defensive lineman edge rushers in general. A lot of them are going to go, and Logan Hall is not getting a lot of looks, probably because he went to Houston. But keep an eye on him. The entire tight end position as a whole, Mr. Woods, Trey McBride. These are going to be some sleepers. They're probably not going to go to probably like the second, third round, but they could make an immediate impact. And on the defensive backfield, Andre Booth out of Clemson. I know he has some injury concerns, but just like Derek Stingley,
I love the Ravens to get him in the second round. I love the Ravens to get him in the second round.
What, Booth?
I think he's going to fall, but I think he's the third or fourth best corner, depending on who you ask. So if he falls to the Ravens, or even to your Crevonte, to your Commanders at 47, the Ravens at 45.
Sure. So yeah. If injury, just like Derek Stingley, I think if injuries are taken out and just like Jameson Williams, if injuries are not a concern, he can be a steal.
What about John Mechie real quick? I think he's a guy that we forget about too. I like him.
I'm not big on Mechie personally. I think under the right circumstance, though, he can definitely be productive. He's currently not in my top. I think he is my number 15 wide receiver currently in this draft. I like a couple guys ahead of him personally.
Just one, just a name to throw out there. I just thought he was I thought he was pretty good personally, but we'll see.
Hey, y'all, where y'all ranking Pickens?
I have him 6. I have him 6. My wide receiver rankings are Jameson Williams, Garrett Wilson, Drake London, Treylon Burks, Chris Olave, George Pickens, Jahan Dotson, Sky Moore, Christian Watson, David Bell, Calvin Austin, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Justin Ross. Those are my top 13.
Sheesh.
That second round could be loaded with receivers. Looking at some of the teams picking, just looking at, like I said, you got Texans again at 37, just at 38, Bears, Seahawks, Falcons, Ravens again, Saints, Chiefs again, Packers. So Bills, what do they do? So a lot of names to keep an eye on as well. Any final thoughts on the draft, Crevonte? Then I'll go to you, Ross.
Hey man, I can't wait. Usually the excitement of the draft is surrounding the quarterbacks. Not this year, but like we said before, this is the year of the athletes. Like everybody is really, really athletic. Like from the fat boys to the speedsters, everybody can move their feet. Edge rushers are running like wide receivers, and the linemen running like linebackers. It's going to be crazy this year. I can't wait to see how it unfolds on Thursday.
Rouse, what about you, my brother?
I am really interested in this draft because for once, I honestly don't know what's going to happen. I think from pick 1 on, anything is bound to happen in this draft. I think you're going to see a lot of trades in this draft as well. I think this is going to be a trade where a lot of people maneuver the board because there's so much depth. Definitely want to see what the Ravens do with all of those 3rd and 4th round picks. I think we have 7 between the 3rd and the 4th round. So I definitely want to see what we take there. I would love for us to move up and possibly get another second in the mix. But this draft is going to be really, really interesting. Hopefully, by the time I get out of class, I can hop on with you guys and get some comments in.
Real quick, guys, we should be keeping an eye on. I like Jaquan Brisker out of Penn State, and I like Rasheed Walker as well, tackle out of Penn State. I think he could be somebody for the Ravens in the 2nd round. I just like his versatility. I think the Ravens need somebody versatile, and I still like Tyler Linderbaum. I know he has short arms.
I love Tyler.
Yeah, I know he has short arms, which he's getting his draft stock thrown down to. But if the Bengals get him, which I hear they really want to take him at 31, and I love Joe Burrow. Rouse, I love Joe Burrow, Crevonte.
Mm-hmm.
You get him a Tyler Linderbaum. They got Leo Collins, and some of the moves they made on that offensive line. I think that will help solidify it. And that's right, Rouse. You'll be with us on Thursday, right? After you get out of class.
Yep. Fun fact. You know who's training Tyler Linderbaum right now? Marshall Yonda. If that doesn't say you need to go get this man, something says you need to go get this man. He's training with Marshall Yonda currently. So I definitely want to be mad with a trade back and possibly getting him. I think he can play center. I think he can play guard. I love Tyler Linderbaum. I definitely love him.
I agree. And he played with Tristan Wirfs, Crevonte. That helps.
Yes, he did. Hey, that's a factory over there.
Yes,
that's
Iowa.
Iowa, that's an offensive line factory.
It is. Crevonte, you'll be with us Thursday night?
I will be en route. What's that? 8 p.m. I should.
Well, the first pick probably won't come until about 8:30.
You're right. I'll be on. You're right.
Yeah.
I'll be on by the time the first pick comes.
Yep, you'll be on by the time the Commanders pick and Rouse.
Sure.
Depending on the time, you might be able to hop on not too long after the Ravens pick if they haven't picked yet.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna be there.
We'll also be joined by Eric Clark, another draft guru himself. He'll be giving his pick-by-pick analysis as well. I'll be on. Raj will be on. We'll have a bunch of people on. Stop in. Let us know if you want to be on a draft special as well. Raj, let the people know how to keep up with your brother, as well as what you got going on and how they can see our live mock draft and all the other segments we do on Disqualified Opinions, and how can they get some merchandise as well.
Browse the World on Twitter and Instagram. Also, Disqualified Opinions on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. Wherever you want to go to listen to sports, Disqualified Opinions are there. I'm repping the shirt right now. These shirts are for sale, $28 if you want to help support. We're giving you life topics. We're giving you sports topics. We have our mock draft, which had Crevonte as well as Eric, the draft guru, on. That will be dropping tomorrow. Stay tuned. Like, share, subscribe. Give us short love.
Crevonte, as always, my brother. Let the people know how to keep up with you, senior producer, as well as the draft profiles. Got more coming.
We definitely have 2 more draft profiles coming. I can't believe the draft is in a couple days. I feel like yesterday it was 4 weeks ago. So we got at least another handful of draft profiles coming. So check that out. At Crevonte Heard on just about everything. At Crevonte_Heard on Instagram. And of course at the Flex Zone on all platforms and the Flex Zone podcast on YouTube. Check us out.
Make sure you like this video, subscribe, comment down below, hit that bell for all notifications. Make sure you follow Disqualified Opinions and subscribe as well. Follow Rouse, follow Crevonte, follow myself. Hit that bell because we will be back Thursday, 8 o'clock for the live draft watch along. We'll be reacting to every pick in round 1, whether we like it, we hate it, engage in some debate, talk about some people who probably should be drafted or haven't been drafted yet, who falls into round 2. That and so much more. We'll also have some banter, I'm sure some side conversations as well. Feel free to join in, tap in with us, and of course, we'll do the sports how you want to, Crevonte.
When you need it.
Of course, big shout out to Dre, executive producer, senior producer, Crevonte Heard. Big shout out to Roger, who made this happen on social media. Big Raj, our social media producer himself. Again, shout out to my brother Roz as always. He will be back real soon. Anytime, brother. You know you're part of the Flex Zone family. Everybody tuning in, everybody comment, everybody dropping a like, everybody who tuned in. We appreciate you guys. We putting the kids to bed. We driving out. Flex Zone Podcast, appreciate you. Always a pleasure to use mock drafts. And until Thursday, and until probably Wednesday, you'll see some more draft profiles coming with Crevonte, baby. Be gone.